That was the spring of 1994. The Whitecaps making their West Michigan debut at then Old Kent Park. During the past 20 years, the Caps have become a part of summer here in West Michigan, but the effort to bring baseball to the greater Grand Rapids area began long before that, and the two men who teamed up in the mid-'80s to make that happen. Joining us here in studio tonight, Whitecaps CEO and managing partner Lou Chamberlain and partner and chief financial officer Denny Baxter. And first of all, Jimmy, you look at the old park. I mean, it tells you, not only have we been here for 20 years, but it's been an evolution. I mean, the park, everything.
It sure has.
Yeah, the one thing our 20 years probably represents is that there's just been a constant change and updating and keep it fresh, and the community's responded well to it, and they've been the one consistent core for us, and it's been a wonderful ride, that's for sure.
Talk about founding the team and bringing it here, because in 1994, it's not like it just happened. This was a long process.
Yeah, it really was. It took us 8 years from the time that Denny and I first met and started working on this. There were a lot of ups and downs. Most of it revolved around, getting a stadium built. We ultimately decided to finance our own stadium, which is unusual in baseball. And that was the key for us. But we had to go up and down and up and down a number of times before we finally made that decision and had all the tools we needed to make it happen.
And it certainly worked when the chief financial guy smiling.
That's right.
That was a smart decision.
Well, back in the day, we would have loved any support that we could have gotten.
Yeah,
but I think in hindsight, it might have been the best thing for us, because given a lot of the rental deals that were out there, I mean, we would have sunk a lot of money into it. But this has allowed us to keep that facility fresh, and I think it's vital to our marketing that people know that it's a clean, safe facility, and if we see a crack, we can fix it. If we want to put in a new scoreboard, we can do it. And I think that having that type of ownership control of our own facility has worked out very well for us in terms of keeping us vibrant in the marketplace.
No doubt.
We've seen so much change over the last 20 years. I mean, starting just as an idea, have you guys expected it to be where it is right now? It's such a key, integral part of West Michigan.
Expect wouldn't be the right word. but the way you put it is exactly what we hoped for. So we hoped for that, and we wanted this franchise to become part of the fabric of the community. We wanted to become a tradition in West Michigan. We wanted and hoped that 20 years down the road, we would see kids who came to the ballpark in 1994 coming back with their kids. And we're seeing that. And so I wouldn't say we expected it, but that's what we hoped for.
Clearly, when Lou and I first got together, it was just remarkable how similar our dreams and our thoughts of what this opportunity could be for this community, and that was absolutely one of them. This was not a business venture to get in, make a few dollars, and roll out. I can't imagine any scenario where we'd ever leave this thing. We wanted this ball club here for ourselves, for our family, for this community, and we really planned and worked really hard to make decisions that gave us the long-term view, as opposed to what can we do just to make a quick dollar next Tuesday.
I've been here for 17 of the seasons. Obviously, you guys put a great effort into making it a family-friendly park. But what the folks may not know is how big of baseball fans you are. When we came in getting ready for tonight, we're talking about players in the race and getting back in the playoffs. That was first and foremost, wasn't it? You guys both obviously love the game, and you follow this team. I mean, you love your players as well.
Huge. I mean, the reason we got into it is because we're baseball fans. I don't think anybody who wants to go through those 8 years we talked about would have done it if they hadn't been huge baseball fans. And probably one of the biggest thrills for me now is to be close to baseball, to be able to see these kids and know these kids and talk about their development and talk about, hey, you know what, I remember when Donnie Kelly was here and he was a Midwest League All-Star. That's huge for me on a personal level, and I know it is for Denny too.
Oh, it certainly is. And I think, like with anything else, as you get to know some of the kids a little bit, you start rooting for the good personalities, not necessarily the kid with the most talent. And obviously, even today, you have your own favorites, within the ball club, and you still follow those on an after sense basis. And it's one of the reasons where that affiliation comes into play so much for us, because we're able to watch these kids progress, not just once they leave us through the minor minor leagues, but actually end up being with the Detroit Tigers. And then on the other hand, having some of them come back, having an Omar Infante who played for us briefly a few years back, now come back and rehab here and have that tangible connection to the major league result of what they're trying to establish here. I think it's huge for the fans, and it certainly is a lot of fun for us.
And real quickly, we got about 45 seconds left. Favorite memory over the 20 years? Can you narrow it down to one? Or?
Yeah, it's almost impossible, but I mean, considering those 8 years, I would say the day we stood on the field and saw our kids throw out the first pitch, we knew that we'd finally made it. That's a big memory for me, as well as anytime I see a kid catch a foul ball and jump up and down and show it to his parents. Yeah. It's a brand new best memory.
Couldn't say it any better. I mean, when you see kids running on the concourse smiling, and to think that you had anything to do about that, it's a great rush, and something we look to do for another 20 years.
All right, well, gentlemen, congratulations on the first 20. On behalf of everybody, thanks for bringing it here, because I know for all of us who live here, it's become a big part of summer, and thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you,
Thanks, guys.